So, Laz, thank you for being a part of this interview and helping us look back a little bit on your coach training experience. It's hard to believe that the coach training program is over. You completed, you crossed the finish line. So, congratulations.
Thank you.
And
Yes.
wanted to ask you a couple of questions today, but I want everyone to know that you recently retired. You worked for the government for many years, you and your husband, and you recently retired. And then you started figuring things out. And even beforehand, we had talked about what you wanted to do next. So tell me a little bit about what problem or challenge that you were having that really grabbed your attention to become a certified coach.
Okay. Well, first of all, recently it's going to be 2 years or not, believe it or not, come
Wow.
December. So time has gone by. Um, well, really what inspired me to becoming the life coach certified is because ever since I was in high school,
Mhm.
I've always, for whatever reason, I've always had, I guess, that gift that people would just come and talk to me and bring on their problems to me. And I was always able to just, listen and understand them and basically just guide them. So I've always liked that. And then I started, when I graduated from high school, I always wanted it to be I wanted a degree on counseling. Took a couple of classes on business. I realized that was not for me. And
Mhm.
I started taking some psychology classes. But I've never been one to really, I don't like studying, I'll be honest. I really
Mhm.
don't. Or I like to be like taught but to read and to try to, do homework and all that has never been me.
Yeah.
So I've always underestimated myself that because I don't like to do that and I'm lazy when it comes to things like that. I always go for what I like. But if I don't like it, I'll put it aside. I
Mhm.
don't, I don't really do the effort to really, go more into depth to things like that when it comes to study. So I guess I really didn't, I started working in the post office. I was 21. And then obviously because I wasn't like, again, I don't like studying. I said, whatever, I'll go at night to night classes. Then that become harder when you're working and to go to night class, I can stay focused. So back and forth. So I really never pursued with the counseling degree. I just left
Mhm.
it. I got about 2 years and that was it. Then I met my husband. We got married, had a family, and life just took a change for me. And I really couldn't go back to study and getting a degree. So once I retired, um, and you brought this, you presented this degree or whatever, this life coach, how do
Yeah.
you call it?
Certification. Yeah.
Right, certification.
Yeah.
I said, wow, now I'm retired. This is something that has always been in my heart that has, it's something, a goal that I want to reach in my life.
Mhm.
I want to, I have the time. I'm going to go ahead and give this a try and give it my all. And I didn't want to die without knowing that I did not accomplish something for myself,
Right.
especially something that I've always liked to because I'm a people person. And
Mhm.
I like to speak. I like to listen to people. I like to help. I like to encourage. I like to, just go, go, go and making things
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
So that's why when all this came about, I was able to go ahead and now I feel good that I was able to, my husband has all these degrees and I'm like, why does he always have to be the smart one and have all these degrees? And my daughters, I need to do something for myself too, right?
That's right.
And so and so
Yeah.
and that's why I did this.
Yeah.
So
And
I
it,
thank you for it, and
yeah, sure.
I think it was a God thing. It was in His timing,
Hmm.
and so basically, yeah, that's where I was
Okay.
at with this.
And one of the phrases that we use is you've invested so much in others. Now it's
Right,
time to invest in yourself.
right,
And that's one of the
yeah,
things I find that people really find attractive. It's, hey, I need to do something to develop and to grow. And you're right. Not college is not for everyone. Not everyone's going to get a bachelor's degree or a
right,
master's degree. I mean, and that's okay. But you still want to help people. So how do you
right,
sharpen your skill set to help people? That's really, really important.
yeah,
So then it's obvious that you were a little frustrated because you wanted to do something more to help people. But like you said, you started a family, you got moving in your family, you raised, two great daughters, they're married and they're in their
thank you,
careers
yes,
now. But yeah, it's interesting how you shared the frustration. But take us to the moment, Laz, where you realized this certification program, this coach certification program is what I need to do. Take us back to that moment.
Take you back when I first started.
Yeah, like when you said, okay, I'm going to do this. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to set my mind to it and I'm going to get it done.
Um, yeah, I mean, I remember I was washing dishes and my husband said, Marcel's, called me. He was sitting in the sofa. You called him and you told him
Mhm.
about this. And, um, and he said, this is not for me. And I said, this is for me.
Yeah.
And he said, there you go. This is what you've always wanted to do. And, so go ahead. This is your, I said, okay, call him and tell him that I'm in and I want to do this. And, yeah, that's when I realized, okay, this is the time that I have now, and I want to do this, and
Mhm.
nothing's going to stop me from it.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, he told me when you said it was a 9 months, I think he told me, and I'm like,
Mhm.
okay. I mean, 9 months. I said, I want to do this. Nothing can stop me from doing this, and that's it. And I was happy, and I started telling everybody, I'm going to start doing this program with Marcel, and so yeah, that
Yeah.
was my awe moment that I
It's
had.
good. And it's interesting because once you start telling other people that you're going to do it, then you have to do it, right? Because
Exactly.
you
That's
told the
what.
world, I'm going to do this, so I've got to do it.
Yeah,
I
when I was
can't.
telling like my core friends, I'm
Yeah,
like, I can't, I'm not gonna go, I'm not one to quit, and I'm not gonna, because these people
that's
are
right.
gonna hold me to this. And that's what happened. I'm like, so I'm gonna go, I'm all in now. So yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. So now that you finished the program, how do you feel today? Now that you're on the other side, you did the training, you did your final coach performance lab. How do you feel now that you're on the other side of the program?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Mhm.
I'm trying to stay humble, but at the same time, I want to brag. I'm bragging to everybody, like you know what? We did a Miami Spice with my the group of us, a core of
Yeah.
friends, and I bragged, but everybody was happy for me. And I'm like, they're like, you finished? And I'm like, I finished and I passed and this and that.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy that I was able
Yeah.
to do something that I really wanted always to do,
Mhm.
and that I accomplished it and I was able to do it. And like I said, I'm trying to stay humble, but I'm still proud of
Yeah.
myself that I
Yeah.
did this.
You should be. Yeah.
And you know what? There were times in which I did underestimate myself, and I would fight with the Lord when I was walking. I'm like, I feel so stupid. I'm not gonna do this, and all these people around me are so smart,
Yeah.
and I don't feel like I have the words to do it. But I felt God say, you can do this. You can
Yeah.
do this.
Yeah.
And I did it, and whatever.
Yeah.
I finished it, and I'm glad that I was able to finish something that I started, and I prioritized it,
Yeah. I
because
think.
I mean, I had a wedding going on at this time,
Mhm.
preparations going this. I had people coming in and staying with us and stuff like that, but I still found the time to prioritize this and make it a point that I needed to
Yeah.
finish this and I
Yeah.
needed to do it.
Yeah, and I remember we had different conversations, and we were always laughing because your husband Oz was technical support and making sure everything was right, and
Myself,
and it
yeah,
was tough. I mean, you had to. I mean, this is new, right? This is a new way of learning. It's a new experience. It was intimidating, but you persevered. And as I told all the students, I said, if you work through the process, if you complete the course, you will become a certified coach. You just have to trust the process. And like you said, you have to trust yourself. You have to believe that you can do this, even if it's something totally new, totally out of the norm. And then at the end, you do feel proud. Wow, I accomplished this. I set my mind to it. And now I can actually help others. So
yeah.
as you think about the whole program, the entire program, what was something that you found inspirational, that really inspired you throughout the program? Any part of the program?
That really inspired me throughout the program was I really think that there were times on Mondays that I would find hard, to get on with a big group.
Hmm.
But I think that what really, really inspired me most was the the Zoom meetings on Mondays that we had every 2 Mondays, and that you
Hmm.
would make us coach one another.
Yeah.
One be the coach and the other one the client.
Hmm.
That inspired me a lot because number one,
Yeah.
I think it got me out a little bit out of my comfort zone. I don't like Zooms, to be honest with you. And it got me out a little bit of my comfort zone.
Mhm.
Number two, I was able to meet a lot of nice people. Like
Yeah.
I met Tim, which I love Tim. I met I forget the name that she lives in New Orleans.
Oh, Dr. Paula. Yeah. Mayweather. Yeah.
Paula.
That's right.
I was able to we were able to really
Mhm.
like be more intimate with meet other
Mhm.
people. That they were all I felt that we what inspired me the most is that I was not alone at the beginning.
Mhm.
We were all in this together. We were all pretty much feeling the same thing. Should we really do this?
Should we really do
Are we,
this?
are we learning from each
Yeah.
other? Are everybody pretty much was struggling with the same thing of what are the questions that we need to ask? Did we ask the right questions? Are
Yeah.
we good listeners? It's hard not to telling them what to do. So that kind of
Yeah.
inspired me to say, okay, I'm not alone in this.
That's right.
Everybody is pretty much in the same boat, but
Mhm.
yet together we're getting,
Yeah.
we're like encouraging each other. And I think that I learned that practice makes perfect.
Yeah.
And I know you drilled us and you drilled us and you drilled us. And I was already like, I don't have any more scenarios to give. But that was really
Yeah.
what inspired me and encouraged me to learn
Yeah.
how to be a life coach.
Yeah, and I think, and a lot of people on the cohort, they all started in this particular one for life coaching. Some of them are already going to sign up for the executive coach. The one you were interested as well is the marriage coach. So as we said, is when you learn how to coach, then you can coach couples, you can coach
Yeah,
executives, you can coach people trying to reach their goals. But you have to understand what a coach is and what a coach is not,
not
and
right.
that's important. So, Laz, you already mentioned that in the beginning, one of the doubts that you had was you you didn't love to study. That wasn't your thing. But before you took the program, what other doubts did you have? You said I wasn't a person that really studied a lot, and I didn't really believe a lot in myself. Were there any other doubts that you can think of?
No, basically
Okay.
the doubts, those were my like I think in order I think we all have our doubts and we all have
Mhm.
questions depending on the situation, right? Or whatever
Yeah.
comes along that you have to be where you're at and doing. And for studying for me, that was it. Like maybe I
Yeah.
don't know if I go through something else, maybe I'll be scared about that or or doubt myself on
Sure.
that. But
Yeah.
this is what, the two things that really would keep me probably from doing all this was that I underestimate myself a lot and
Yeah.
that I don't like, the actual studying.
Okay. And
But I
that
want to
re
share one more
yeah,
thing with
sure.
you, Marcel, was I was
Sure.
telling Annette, I said, you guys would be so proud of me because, and she said, yes, yes, tell me why would I be proud of you? I said, because let me tell you something. This course that I did with Marcel, as much as I didn't like technology, Marcel, I have gotten so good at it. And I'm
There
so
you go.
proud of it because it has forced me.
Good. So now that you have crossed the finish line, you've become a certified professional coach. I know you're going to continue on to the marriage certification. How does it feel now that you did this first part, which was a big part? How do you
Yes.
feel? How do you feel now?
No, I feel like I'm, you know what, like I said, I'm proud of myself. I'm
Mhm.
excited. Um, I had my children and my husband's support 100%,
Yeah.
which because like one day I remember telling Josh, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to quit because I feel, and he's like, you can't do it. And my Monica would call me, Mom, you can do it. So
Yeah.
that was a beautiful thing that I had their
Yeah.
support.
Yeah.
So when I told them, they were also happy for me. So I'm excited. And like you're saying, I'm like, you know what? I passed the worst. I can do the.
That's
I want to
right.
go. Now I want to go for the couple
That's
ones.
right.
So yeah.
That's right. That I got the
So
tough part out the way, so now the rest
exactly.
it's
I
is
said if
doable.
I yeah
Is
yeah for
doable.
sure.
So what would you say to a person that maybe they are in a transition, like you are in a transition, and they've been thinking about what else they can do, and they've been thinking about becoming either an executive coach or a life coach or a marriage coach, and but they're on the fence, right?
Right.
They're on the fence. What would you tell them?
Like I would tell them, that I was there first of all, and I would tell them, give it a try. Because sometimes we we think and we don't give things a chance or a try. And
Mhm.
then when we're there, we're like, wow, it wasn't as bad as we thought it was.
Yeah.
But until you really do it sometimes, you don't know that. And you beat yourself up. And I said, you know what? And we have to, at some point, we have to invest and sacrifice so we can see the fruit of our sacrifice.
Yeah.
Things don't always come easy.
Mhm.
But when you do the sacrifice and the reward at the end is amazing.
Yeah.
So just to give it a try, because you know what? I always had, my father would always tell me, and this is what I would tell them. If you try and you don't succeed, you never failed
Mhm.
because you tried. But if you never tried and you fail, you're setting up yourself for being a failure,
Mhm.
you know? So that's what I would tell them is, you know what, I don't want, because I would tell them, don't ever grow old and looking back, like that's what I didn't want.
Right.
And look back and have a regret saying, I didn't do this because I didn't give it a chance because of this and this and that. And you're going to live with that regret.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
and the commitment, as we talked about, the commitment is important. And
yes,
at some point, you have to make a commitment
yes,
to invest in yourself. It's not going to
yes,
happen automatically.
right.
It's not going to happen necessarily just reading a book or watching a video. You have to do something different, and that's one of the reasons why the coach training program is so unique because you watch a few videos, you get on with a group, you practice coaching, and like you said, you get out of your comfort zone. And if you've been thinking about this, it's just it's you're making a commitment. Okay, let me
Right.
make a commitment and let me do this. And then at the end, when you cross the finish line, like you, Laz, then you look back and say, well, I'm glad I did it. And I
Yes.
learned so much more in the process
Yes.
as well. So, no, thank you for encouraging what I call future coaches because
Yeah.
sometimes we just have to make a commitment and do it. And
Yeah.
you had the support of Oz, your husband, your family, and you were focused and you committed to it and you finished it
Yeah.
and you worked through all the your fears, your personal
Yeah.
fears, all of that you worked through, and we worked through it together. We had a lot of times of laughter,
We
but we
did.
just kept going.
Yeah.
And sometimes in life, success is simply making a commitment and showing up.
Hmm.
That's it. And you did that. So I just want to say thank you. I
Oh,
really
you're
enjoyed
welcome.
having you in the program, and I know everyone else did as well.
Yeah.
And thank you for just sharing with others how they might consider becoming a certified coach and what it could do for them. So thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Well, thank you for this time too, and for thinking of me.